take care. Nawab Akbar, thank you for your time. Would you like to let us know the Balochistan's historical conflict or causes of unrest?
Causes of unrest? Well, wherever there is colonial rule, there are different kinds of colonial rules. But overall, one would like to call it a colonial rule where one people rule over the other as masters of all that they survey, and the other is like a serf, almost like a serf. The colonists or the colonial authority of the people or the nation in authority, they use their force, the force of the state, to beat them down and keep them down. Likewise in Balochistan, it is after 1971, Bangladesh separated, or was made to separate. All the three provinces in Pakistan, if you combine them together, they are still a minority. Punjab is a permanent majority. They know it and we also know it. So here the tug of war starts because they have a permanent majority and they would like to impose their majority rule, and the other three, barring Northwest Frontier Province. Now their resistance is to a certain extent because they are sharing power with the Punjab, and there is a measure of satisfaction, So in the struggle, they are not fully with us, with the minority. In the struggle, it is the Baloch and the Sindhi who are struggling jointly or separately for their rights and for their birthright. It is an unequal battle because Punjab is several crores. Balochistan, its whole population is about 70 lakhs. Sindh, I don't know exactly, you would know how much is Sindh?
Two and a half.
About 2 or 2.5 crores. Now Sindh, besides the Punjab rule, overall rule, over time, progressively, you are faced with the upcoming power and authority of the MQM. Now MQM, they have come from different parts of India as refugees. They are not a single people or a single nation as such, like the Baloch, Sindhi, Pathan and Punjabi. But coming from educated people who are in business of different kinds, so they are in a better position than the local Sindhi, except a very small class of Sindhi who are educated or who are well off or somewhat well off, who can manage. The other Sindhi, the overwhelming majority, are in the villages, and their economic condition is not very good. Whereas the Muhajir, they have developed, they have settled down in cities and towns, and they have developed their economy like, dukandari, shopkeeping for small businesses and middling businesses and so on and so forth. And the educated class. And according to them, their claim is that their culture or their language and all that is superior than the Sindhis amongst whom they are living. So they have an edge over the local Sindhis. And now this is becoming more pronounced as days go by. So you have to struggle on two fronts. Whereas in Balochistan, be it the Baloch or the Pashtun, they struggle against the majority, that is Punjab, who is usurping all their rights. And the conflict has progressively become sharper and sharper. Today it is the differences are pronounced, and each knows what the other is doing, and whether one can do something about it or not. But everybody or most people are aware, vaguely aware, except of course other class who are properly aware. But the general masses of the Baloch are vaguely aware that the Punjabi is they are overawing them, and they are usurpers, and they have usurped their rights, and today they are trying to take over their land, their homeland, their culture, their very life. Parts of Balochistan which are dear to everyone, like for example Gwadar, and a large part of the sea coast. As one hears, the federal government is planning to annex the coastal areas of Balochistan and turn them into a federal defense zone, or whatever you may call it, 40-50 miles broad and several hundred miles long, the whole coastal area. And if that is annexed or separated, then Balochistan becomes landlocked like Afghanistan, and the whole coast is taken away and exploited by the federal government and their minions, and then they can settle people from anywhere into Balochistan. That is, as one hears and as one fears, what is likely to happen. Now about Gwadar, it has become common knowledge. Government has also said, and almost every day statements of different ministers, chief ministers, federal ministers, we are going to develop Gwadar with Pasni, Ormara, Jeevni, and all these. And naturally, when there is development, more people will come in from outside who are going to invest and who are going to spend money and all that. And some time ago I had given a statement that I had learnt in probably Jeevni was going to be developed, and the world's largest terminal for oil and gas was going to be built there. And government said this is nonsense, jhoot hai. Now very recently, General himself has said we are planning to build a gas and oil terminal in Gwadar. So what I had said earlier, he has said in different words. He has not, he's tried to play it down by just saying a terminal. I said the world's largest terminal would be there, be built. No, refinery is something else. Refinery is a small thing. Terminal, where you bring all the gas, bring all the oil, and then ship it out into super tankers all over the world. Refinery is a small thing. You may refine it and then send it, but normally in the raw form it is exported, it is sent out.
They denied about that? Previously they denied about that?
Well, not really in so many words, but they did not say yes, it is true. They said yes, yes. There was some sort of denial, not at the highest level, maybe in the middle level.
But you expressed your apprehensions at that time?
Yes, of course. Now they're coming out themselves, we are going to have a terminal here and we are going to have a flama thing there and a refinery. Now refinery you have where you find oil. Now if there's no oil, the refinery is of no value. So oil, where they are going to bring the oil? From Central Asia and refine it here. And when they refine it here, that means the next step is having the largest oil terminal in the world is also on the cards. So in this manner, when we are being exploited against our wishes, against our interests by outsiders, and if this continues, in a few years' time we will be minority in our own land.
But they said that all these projects are being installed or implemented for the betterment of Baloch people.
Naturally, they will say that. They can't say we are doing it for betterment of Punjabis. No fool would say that. They would all say, gee, we are doing it for you, for your improvement, for your betterment, for your this thing, for your that thing. Well, if anything is for my betterment, should ask me. Do you agree with it? Do you want it? Or what do you want? Somebody who has nothing, or almost nothing, he knows his priorities. He knows what he wants. So you ask him, and whatever he says, you do that, then we will say, yes, you are doing the right thing. But if I want one thing, and they do something else, that means against my interest. I'm not wanting it, and they are imposing it. They are doing it by force. I've said several times before, even to these Johnnies, the parliamentary party, the parliamentary committees, कि जी हम बलूचिस्तान को तरक्की के लिए कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. हमने कहा तरक्की के लिए तो हमसे पूछे हम क्या तरक्की चाहते हैं और वही करें जो हम चाहते हैं, जो हमारा ज़रूरत है, जो हमारा नीड है, और न कि जो आप हम पर इम्पोज करना चाहते हैं. यू वांट टू रैम इट डाउन आवर थ्रोट फॉर योर इंटरेस्ट एंड अदर्स इंटरेस्ट. नाउ दैट वी कांट एक्सेप्ट.
On that demand, they said that the Baloch Sardars or Nawabs are not interested in the implementation of these projects. Therefore, they said that the Sardars and Nawabs are themselves not interested because the public will be enlightened and they will learn, it will be benefiting.
You see, if the people, to enlighten the people, you open schools, colleges, universities. They become enlightened. Not by mega projects, which you bring in and you bring in large body of outsiders and make them settle there. That doesn't enlighten the Baloch. That creates further hatred in their minds and their hearts against their oppressor nationality. Enlightenment is education. You're not improving the standard of education. You're not opening universities. You're not opening further colleges. And then the quality of your teachers is so low, they don't know what to teach. When they don't know anything, how can they pass on anything? They can only pass on nothing.
Again, they said that the Sardars don't want education. They resist school.
But who is resisting? I'm one of the chief, according to general, the chief enemy. Now if you go around, just outside our Kila is high school, a girls' school, college further on. There's no university here. If they want to set up a university, we'll welcome it. And then go around the countryside. There are a large number of schools. Some of the schools you'll find donkeys and goats and sheep being herded there in those, because there are no teachers. And when there are no teachers, there are boys around, but there's no staff to teach them. So now under what stretch of imagination can you say that Sardars are resisting education? If we resist education, we don't allow colleges and schools. There are a large number of them.
They use general terms. They tarakki ko rok rahe hain. They don't these bureaus, the schools and the hospitals.
See, now schools and hospitals we have been wanting, but nobody is giving us. Hospital, there is one general hospital here. Elsewhere in the countryside, small dispensaries and such things. We have always said, build proper hospitals, where people can be admitted for operations, for other treatment. There aren't any. They have to go to Sui. From Sui they are again sent to Karachi or Rainier Khan, closest for treatment. Roads, they want to build military roads. You see, you come on this road. I built this when I was Chief Minister. Yes, when I was Chief Minister. Otherwise it was a Kacha road. So this one road from Sui to DeraBugti is pakka. Now it's falling apart, that's different. Otherwise it was an excellent road. Now we say build roads where we need them, not where you need them. So they want to build military roads to open it from all sides to move in their forces whenever needed. They want to build helipads. Now, do you think the Baloch have helicopters and they will be landing there, or it is the military helicopters that are going to come in? They want to build cantonments. Now, cantonment is to suppress the people, oppress them and keep them under control. And small killas of the FC and Rangers and all these people. These are the things they wish to do, and they are doing. Not what we want, what we desire, or what we need. Our need is something else, their need is something else. So there is a conflict between the needs of the people and government needs.
Late I saw a statement from your one of person from your own clan. The present name was Nawab Akbar. He issued a statement that I have been punished for opening a hospital, a school, and PCO.
CCO? What's
PCO.
PCO. There are so many PCOs here. If you go around, other day, telecommunication people came, they want to set up Amache Navne. PTC and wireless loop. I said, welcome. Now they are going to set up quickly, so all over. Then again, another company, Amache, Mobile Link. They contacted, ji, hum set up kare. Welcome.
You welcome them?
Of course. Nobody is coming. These loop people came other day and they gave me the thing कि यहाँ लगाएंगे वहाँ लगाएंगे फिर इसका रेंज इतना इतना है इसलिए रेंज थोड़ा इसको वाइड करें अपना वो इंस्टॉलेशन को हायर करें या ऐसे करें कि वो ज़्यादा एरिया को कवर करें हाँ जी कर सकते हैं करेंगे so these are communications they are need of the people our own need nowadays.
Why that person came forward with that pretext?
Because he is a government lackey. He and a number of others. They are special sarkar.
During the Dera DeraBugti conflict, I saw two persons speaking against you. One was Nawab Akbar and the other was Bugti.
Not during the conflict, because Nawab Akbar was here. Then he went into the Killa and they flew him out. And who was the other?
Bugti.
Yaqub?
No. The person Bugti.
Bugti, Kashmir statement.
He pretended to be your probably driver. I don't know. There was a news and he mentioned that there are certain dangerous people inside the Killa, etc. etc.
No, Yaqub, no. I don't remember anybody.
I also quoted him in one of my articles.
No, there was Ghulam Qadir. Later, before that, Mir Ahmadan, Raja, and then some Bandulani Kalpar. Their statement, there was no Yaqub.
No, there was Yaqub. I have the record.
I have never. I read.
You don't know?
No, I read 12 newspapers daily. I did not come across his name anywhere.
But I asked from Shah Dost, he told me that yes, there was a person who was killed by the FC people at the time of crisis.
He was?
He was taken to a helicopter from the DeraBugti.
No, that was Ghulam Qadir and his other brother and nephew and all, they were taken. His brother's name is Chini now? Ghulam Qadir Brah's name is Ali Muhammad and his son, Ghulam Qadir's son, they were taken by helicopter. There was no Yaqub. Okay? Acha. Yes, he says there was one Sheh. He's not my driver or anything. He's from that same Ghulam Qadir party.
Okay, sir, you said that you are not resisting the roads and the education.
Not resisting. I have built many roads myself. Not only this, many others, kacha roads.
Yeah, people told me about
certain Here this way, Pir Suri's Mazar, their road, and for the to facilitate the movement of the people where they are congregating or where they are going.
So you say that the development at the cost of culture or at the cost of your existence, without consulting you will be...
No. See, everybody wants development, but give them development that they need, not what you need to impose on them. This is the only difference.
Tell us about the free gas infrastructure and the ratio of benefits given to the local people.
Free gas was found in the early 50s,
52.
and progressively it went to Karachi, Sindh, and then all over the country. Barring some 100 people who are mazdoors, otherwise their emoluments and all that, there is no other benefit to the people at large. This is except those who are serving there in different capacities. They make good, decent salaries and all that. And say one man, he is employed, he gets say 10,000 or something. No, his family, or if it's a joint family, they do benefit directly. Otherwise, no benefit to the people at all.
If we quantify the ratio, what will be the ratio of local people in free gas? All the over free gas are local fields. What is the ratio of the local people?
There are 4 gas fields. Sui is the oldest and the largest. Then Pirko, Zain, or called Loti, and Charmina, Uch. Now Sui, from 1952 or 53, they have been struggling for employment, and at various times there have been agreements with the government that all employment which the locals can do will be given to the locals.
Was it in the written form?
Yes, written form and in different forms. At different times, I said, it was repeated. Okay, what kind of mazduri hame taken ati? Unskilled labor. Unskilled labor without anything, all for the local people.
Okay.
Then semi-skilled, whoever knows or is capable of will be given. And skilled also again same. And the proviso was that now semi-skilled or skilled, if Bugti, there's no Bugti available, then whole of Balochistan. And if nobody is available from whole of Balochistan, then from the rest of the country. But this is not being implemented. And after all these years of struggle, people have gone to jail, they've gone on hunger strike, they've been shot down, they've been beaten up. Now, 2-3 years ago, the ratio is 51% or 51 point something. 51 point something, if I remember.
Total employment?
No. Not of the higher management and all that.
51% is lower.
Yes. They are Bugtis. Higher cadre, there's a junior status, there are 2 or 3 such.
Just 2 or 3?
Out of I don't know how many there are.
Out of thousands?
No. Can't be thousands. Must be some hundreds. Just 2 or 3 also in junior position.
Okay, it's not Bugti. What about other Baloch?
There's no other Baloch.
And who are inside over there?
All outsiders.
Outsiders means who?
Outsiders means all outsiders. Punjabis hain, Karachiites hain, some Sindhis hain, Pathans hain. Majority would be Punjabis, I suppose. Kashmiris, all sorts. Lot of Muhajirs.
Okay, okay, you think that they violated their promises. One promise was regarding these.
It's not just a promise, it's written agreement, I said. Promise is just promise. This is written agreement.
What agreement was that and what about others?
Similar agreement, same, it was repeated at different times, but they have not implemented any of those.
Okay, there is a major hue and cry by the government that we are, as it is sarcastically said, that we are paying Bugti personally. Would you like to...
How much are they paying me personally? Yes, what are they paying me? How much are they paying me?
From 10 million, they say that 10 million
10 million?
100 million. There are so many claims by them.
How much will? You see, government should make one consistent claim. When you said there are so many claims, that means they are from others or whom? Who's making the claim?
They said we pay Nawab Akbar in cash, we maintain his vehicles, we maintain so many other installations, I don't know what. So would you like to let us know the real position?
No, but first I want to know the real allegation.
These are the allegations.
Who has said?
Musharraf Sahab was in a tree at that time when the DeraBugti conflict was there. He said that हमारे पास रिकॉर्ड है, हम दिखाने के लिए तैयार हैं, हमने फंड दिए हैं उनको.
You see, at that time, all these allegations lumped together, I had said in a press statement, and I had repeated it. I said these are all false and rubbish, and they should have a commission in which I named Ayaz Amir and Haqqani and also Mushahid. Mushahid not as a minister, but as a journalist. I said let them come and go into the matter and see the official record of the allegations, and then also ask me, and let them produce all their documents, their receipts and things what they have been paying me. Because governments or anybody who pays you anything, actually they don't pay you just like that. You must have a receipt. And if they are able to produce all these, I said then I am guilty before the nation. So up to today, the commission has not been organized. After some time I repeated it again. I said we are waiting and all that. Uske baad khamosh ho gaye. Once again they repeated. I said well, bring the commission. Now these are all Punjabis. They are not Baloch. They are Punjabis. And I have intentionally named the Punjabis because nobody can say, ji Baloch apne bhai hain. ये करेंगे या सिंधी भी उनके साथ हैं. So when you see, anybody can throw allegations at anyone, but you have to prove it. You have to, and this is, and the allegation was just 11 crore दे रहे हैं. 11 plus 11 crore and some 30 lakh या 38 lakh, something like that figure was. I said it's not a small thing. कि one says जी जेब से निकालो और उसके हाथ में दे दिया, उसने जेब में डाल दिया. So these things have to be on record, and they should produce it before this commission. Let them take. They have not.
Okay, sir. What are your agreements regarding the rents of your land and the royalty for the province?
Royalty for?
For the province.
I have nothing to do with the royalty with the province. That is a government requirement, constitutional requirement. 12.5% is the royalty fixed for the provinces. It's a fixed sum. That is royalty. Besides the royalty, then there are two other items. One is excise duty. It fluctuates. Then third is development surcharge. That is the largest amount. They are put together and given to the provinces. Now, development surcharge for Balochistan things, they don't go to Balochistan. They are lumped together and divided over all the 4 provinces. Likewise, since development surcharge, Sarhad, Punjab, if any, so we are losers because our own income is going to others in the surcharge, development surcharge item. Whereas the excise duty and the royalty, that goes directly to each province whatever they are making. And I have nothing to do with that. My own land, now Uch area gas field, that is my personal land. In Loti, it is again joint land of the Perozani Kabila. And Pirko gas field, Perozani and Nosani. It is not. Yes, it's not one man's or 10 men's. It is on this is an ancient, way of, we say, on Kaman, Pir Kaman, distributed. Every person who can pull a Kaman, pull a bow, gets equal share. That means all males have equal share. So they all are shareholders. It's not one person or that. They pay rent. Now this is OGDC. Rent of the land that they are utilizing for roads, hospitals, for installations, for this, for that, all these things. We add up the acreage and government survey, patwaris and all go. Company has their own surveyors. They also, together they have measured the land, and then every couple of years or 3 years, it is enhanced as everything is prices increasing in Pakistan. Here 10 times in a year they are increasing, whereas there we increase it every 3 years. So again we are the losers. So in that way, I get the rent for my land, Perozanis get rent for their land, and Nosani, Perozani, they get rent for their lands.
So you are being paid the rent of only Uch fields?
That is the land that belongs to me.
Okay. So at what rate you enter into agreement with the government?
Well, that is, we don't enter with the government, with the company. There's nothing to do with the government. They are the ones utilizing it, and we are the ones renting out our land. Like you go and rent a house. So the owner and you, it's between you how much rent. Acha ji, Karachi mein how much? 10,000, 20,000, or even more. One bungalow. Today I think it is go to defense area. Chikar rent hoga. Rent. Lakh yani monthly 1 lakh. Achha, I didn't know. I thought maybe 10, 20, 30. And then they utilize water, Kuch water from the Patfeeder Canal, Loti and Pirko. They're utilizing water from the natural springs, which are again my property. So they have to pay for the water again on the same basis. They pay rent and they are utilizing the water for themselves, for their employees, for everyone.
What was the rate of free gas when you entered into agreement with the company?
Which agreement?
When the province entered into agreement with the company.
Which agreement? There's no agreement with the
purchase of gas.
Purchase of gas? I don't. Who is purchasing the gas?
The gas company.
So you don't know. PPL, they produce the gas.
Yes.
Then it is the Sui Southern or Sui Northern transmission, gas transmission line. They purchase it from there and take it and spread out their everything, and people use it, and you pay your gas bills to the Sui Southern or Sui Northern, not PPL. PPL gives it in lump to these transmission companies. You should.
Okay, Nasser, you also heard that.
No, we were talking about royalty. Royalty, and these are items, constitutional requirements that provinces are getting. Now, how much they are getting, the province knows. And so far as I am concerned, I have nothing to do with royalty, because many times this allegation was also raised कि जी हम उनको royalty भी दे रहे हैं, royalty दे रहे हैं. Royalty only the provincial government gets, 12.5%. according to the constitution. That's a constitutional requirement. I have nothing to do with it or our tribesmen. We get our rent if of that land which is utilized by the company, or our water, or in such thing which they utilize, they use. Nothing else.
Sir, Article 161 of 1973 Constitution says that all the net proceeds of the natural gas should go to the province. Would you like to comment about it?
I don't know, because I don't. The Constitution is not before me. I can't say.
This is net proceeds of the natural gas and hydropower.
Okay. If it says so, it is not happening.
Not.
If it is so, it is not happening.
Now, sir, you also worked as Governor of Balochistan and Chief Minister of Balochistan. Would you like to let us know the difficulties of the Balochistan government with the federation, especially administrative?
Well, Federation wants to impose their authority, their own overlordship. Some resist it, others do not. That's the basic difference. No, as long as I was governor or when I was chief minister, governor has his own limitations. He's the constitutional head. Whereas when I was chief minister, and other side there was Benazir, was prime minister, she tried to interfere in everything, but we brought her to a standstill. We did not allow her to meddle into our affairs. The provincial authority, she was trying to erode the provincial authority. So we did not allow it very strongly, and she couldn't do anything.
The NFC, the other issues are always struggling between the provinces. Would you like to comment about that?
Yes, it's natural. This is sharing the cake. Everybody wants a piece of the cake, and a big piece of the cake, so that is the problem. And if you're weak, you get a small cake, or you get crumbs. And if you're strong, you take the major part of the cake. So if the provincial government is strong, they can get a large share. If they are weak, somebody else takes away that, they get crumbs.
The federally administered departments like Coast Guard and the Navy and FC and Rangers and FC, would you like to comment about their behavior in Balochistan, how they are a bunch of listen from their public?
Well, they are, you can't say their behavior, their misbehavior. They have always misbehaved with the people everywhere. And at times there have been shooting up, and they have shot people, and people have shot at them, and this goes on. And this is a federal force, and they are outsiders, majority of them. And they have no love lost for the Baloch or the local people.
And in Baloch presentation?
There may be few mercenaries you'll find everywhere.
What about the share of Balochis in Federation's job and the share of Federations in Balochistan?
You see, during my chief ministership, we had calculated, and many thousands of posts which should have been share of Balochistan, we had not got them. And Federation was sitting on those jobs, or their own people were, including ambassadorships and ministerships, foreign,
Yeah.
and secretaries, first secretaries, second secretaries, and foreign jobs. Then chief secretaries and senior secretaries and such, coming all the way down. Many thousands, I don't remember exactly how many, but many, many thousands. We raised this, and there was a great tussle between the federal government and the province. But finally nothing came of it, and eventually the governments were dissolved, including the federal government. Then others came up, I don't know what they did, but nothing substantial happened.
Is not the quota assigned to the province?
No, from that quota was not fulfilled. No, at that time it was. That's what I'm saying. Quota was at that time 3 point something, 3.4 or 3.5, the quota was empty, which added up over all these years to several thousand. Because if you take the total, how many thousand people are serving on these, and the local people were very few. They did not fulfill the quota. They were all outsiders.
Now, sir, we saw take on your home. Before that, we said that there was a continuous tension with Rangers or let's say in your tribe, in DeraBugti. Would you like to tell us about that?
Well, there's hardly
From 2 or 3 years.
this tension has been going on, building for years, increasing.
What were the reasons?
These are, I think, small matters. I don't have to. Tension is always there. They want to impose their Motbari and will. We resist. We said no. So it builds up. It's not only in our tribe, all over Baluchistan.
People say that there was a heinous crime in Bugti, which you also...
Yes, one Sindhi lady doctor was raped. You're talking of that, huh?
And you educated all the Bugti tribe.
Yes.
Some people say that the Bugtis or the Balochis were already ready to do something and they got a trigger.
They got a trigger?
Trigger for a reason, a pretext for that.
No.
They said they were already prepared. There was dumps of ammunition and weapons. They were waiting for something. They were already ready to do action. They just got the...
Well, you say tons of weapons. Everybody has weapons. They've been having them all the time. Weapon is the Baloch like zevar, their jewelry. And they have always had them. They were not waiting for anything. This happened suddenly. And the lady in question was not a Baloch, neither a Bugti. And she was a Sindhi. But it happened in our area, on our land, amongst us. So that was something which was unacceptable. And people agitated, and there was some sort of fight for several days. People were killed, both sides, over this incident, because rape is something obnoxious to the Baloch. It may be a daily affair in Punjab. Every day it happens, or elsewhere. There even people enter the homes and bring out the women and strip them naked, make them dance in the street. And the tamashbins on the street, they're clapping. No one has ghairat enough to take their chadar and cover any of those naked females. Their panchayat is the same thing, no? Their same culture. There it is different culture, our culture is different. So, and here, of course, the perpetrator of the crime was a uniformed person of General Peti Bhai. And eventually General said, मैं कितने मैं वसूख से कहता हूँ 200% की ये innocent है. Yes, there was no investigation. When General says कि innocent है, who is going to investigate? Who has the authority? Who has the jurat or to say कि नहीं जनाब ये guilty है. General has said, that means he is given clearance. That poor lady is still, every day on BBC her interview comes. Now she is speaking more and more.
Yes. Okay, now after January there was another... And,
you see, excuse me, being a Sindhan, no Sindhi had enough ghairat also to say something for her. It was only the Baloch who were saying. Sorry to say, no Sindhi, otherwise they claim to be God knows what. None of them said anything. Leave alone agitating, even a statement, any Sindhi leader, they didn't have enough ghairat and jurat. So when they didn't have this thing, what are they going to do? आगे जाकर क्या करेंगे या क्या कर सकते हैं? In spite of आप कहते हैं ना, we have Sindhi nationalist parties है, दो महरी है, फलाना दहरी है, फलाना ताहरी है, all are ऐसे ही है, ढकोसलाल. जब अपने नंग पर उनको गैरत नहीं आता है, नंग है ना, लज है, जब उसको वो नहीं आता है तो what else can they?
Now let's come to the March accident. मार अटैक कर लिया.
There was no accident. There was no accident. It was premeditated, thought out, planned, and they attacked. General had said before many times कि ऐसा मारेंगे कि उनको खबर नहीं पड़ेगा कि कहाँ से गोली नहीं कहाँ से हो रहा है, कहाँ से हो रहा है. So he fulfilled his promise. He did according to his promise.
But they said we have